I know the guys are wondering why you're coming on. Now we have to discuss the FIA at length. These are the FIA files.
Finally, the dossier is here.
This is the dossier. You thought we were lying?
That's
why don't you turn it like
that a Sidney Sheldon novel?
Tranquilo. No. No. So anyway, yes. Yes, indeed. Welcome to yet again another Pitbull episode.
Yeah.
Wow. So many things to talk about today. So, but anyway, first things first. Is the FIA about to kill its own future? Is the FIA about to kill its own future to save its soul? Yeah? Because while Kim is doing his thing, Uko, the paddock is in a civil war. Civil war. Let's get into it because the 2026 regs. Maji imechemka.
Finally, you have the light bulb moment. Welcome to the club.
Mambo yamechemka. Now, this is actually stemming immediately from the crash that happened in Suzuka, the Oliver Bearman crash.
50 Gs.
Yes, 50 Gs is actually a lot. Now, that's a callback moment to remember that 51G Max crash. Was it Silverstone?
Yes.
It was like a callback. But
someone almost committed murder, man. And then they put it on an advert. Proceed, sir.
Anyway. So yeah. So a lot is going on, and we understand the FIA they're discussing, and a decision is supposed to be made on.
Yeah, it seems the FIA decides to do something when somebody gets hurt or somebody dies, like Kitambo. But at least now they are acting way before somebody dies.
I don't want to go there, but worst case scenario, what if something extra bad happened to Oliver Bearman? Will your comment still stand?
Yeah, it has always been like that. Any safety
no, you
thing.
said at least now they're doing it before somebody has died.
Unlike Kitambo.
As in?
Like Senna.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to the...
People had to lose life for FIA kusema, hey, now we can do this. Yeah. But now, we at least, I can commend FIA. I know some of you guys mnakwanga against FIA. They are promising to act on it before Miami.
I don't think they should be commended because drivers had complained about this way before that crash happened.
Do you think they're acting now because it's safety, or is it because there's a business aspect attached to it?
What is the business aspect?
Safety is bad. Safety, if there's such a word, is bad for business.
Wait.
That's a nice time. That's a nice time.
But hey,
if safety is an issue, it's bad for business.
What contradiction?
I think a few years back on this pod you said, hey, we love to see those crashes happen.
Not 50 Gs.
Who said? Who said?
Not 50 Gs.
No, who said? I remember the conversation.
Yeah, I remember there was a time we were having like a back and forth between the excitement in racing.
Yeah, that was a conversation.
Like, do you want to see people going over the edge, trying to get a position, or trying to get that extra 10th in qualifying, compared to people driving under the limit?
And you've basically described the talking point here, Leo. Because our talking point, the reason I'm here with this dossier is to talk about ease of V2. Because are drivers even racing anymore? Are they now becoming experts at battery management?
Not expert. It's about following the rules. That's the issue. Because the computer decides how you should drive. And the driver is supposed to go and execute. But as you're saying, the anti-driving aspect, it is counterintuitive for a driver, whereby he feels like they don't have any control of the car in terms of how fast they can go or how hard they can brake or stop. So those following instructions is becoming boring for the drivers and also for us, the fans.
Now, 5, 6, 7 minutes into the pod, we've already mentioned the two problems with the 2026 race. The first one is safety, and the second one is the identity of the sport coming into question. That is racing. Now, as per the latest races that have happened, we are talking about Suzuka. We had a moment where Lando was trying to not overtake Hamilton, but apparently his system decided,
I'm the captain.
I am the captain now. I am the captain now.
Autobots.
And I know you don't want to hear this, but we had a lot of people calling it out. Specific journalists, drivers have been calling it out. And basically what happened, for the guys who are not familiar with what happened, Lando was behind Hamilton, and Lando didn't want to overtake. Now, his system, on the other hand, decided, like we've said, I am the captain now, and he overtook Hamilton, meaning he used his reserve power. And when it was Hamilton's turn to overtake, Lando could not defend. Brings into question racecraft.
Okay,
strategy.
So first of all, the overtake was an evasive maneuver. Not so as not to crash into.
Yes.
He was avoiding crashing onto
That's a
Hamilton.
quote from the newest dad on the paddock.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Hiyo muende mu research. We are not giving you everything. We are not giving you all the tea. The news dad on the paddock and any research here. But yeah. And now we have to look at it now at a macro point of view. Now the macro point of view, Sasani, with the discussions the FIA are going to have, what are the points they are going to address? Now, what are the points they are going to address immediately? The points that tutaanza kuona repercussions in maybe 2-3 years, because this set of regulations zinaanza 2026.
Whatever they're going to discuss the day after tomorrow, April 9th, is supposed to take effect in Miami. So some of these decisions will have to be made before Miami.
So we are looking at
specifically on the safety issue.
So
the
these are the
speed
three
difference.
Things. These are the three things the FIA has to do. Address the issue, the short-term way, the middle way, and the long-term. So that these regs are considered, this set of regulations are considered a success. Now, for the one we are discussing right now, let's start with the short-term period one. And what do you think they're going to discuss? What do you think they're going to address immediately? Because that Oliver Bearman crash was actually really, 50 Gs, it's not a joke. 50 Gs is not a joke. And it's actually, you are trying to commend them that they've acted before somebody died. Me, I'm not commending them because drivers had been calling it out way earlier. We had Akina Max talking about it. We had Lewis talking about you have to be a professor in CG what to understand this, how these cars operate. We have Lando who's saying, like, I had my way. I wanted to do things my own way. And the system couldn't let me.
I think even Charles made a comment after sprint qualifying in China where he just tapped the throttle just a little bit. And then down the street, he had like no power.
Yeah.
And he was losing 4/10 and he was like, oh, yo, like what's going on? So there's I think this puts the input of the driver into question in this regulation set. If the driver wants the car to do this and the car is not doing either A or the car is doing B, then there has to be something in the regulation which either the driver is not aware about, or maybe there's just something complex in the regulations that's taking away the ability of the driver to actually drive this car according to what they intend to do. Now, there's a quote from a journalist, which I think we were talking about this pod before we hit record, and you were talking about in the regulation it says a driver is not supposed to. Do you care to share?
Who's the journalist?
Mtego.
Yeah, some guy from Sky Sports, I think.
You think?
So yeah, but I wanted you to finish up on it because I wanted to ask the question. Like I opened the pod by asking, is Formula One about to kill its future to save its own soul? Now, killing its future in a sense of doing away with whatever they have currently going on to save its soul, because at the core of Formula One as a sport, at the core of what Formula One is about, we know it's an Science Congress. It's an experiment, whatever. But the quote basically that you're asking me to pull out for is the regulation in Formula One, which has been around forever. It's very simple. And basically it's the driver must drive the car alone and unaided. You remember back in the 90s, akina ulikuwa unasema drivers back in the 70s walikuwa wanapambana na steering wheel, no saidizi.
It was a full circle.
There was a time even in team radio, there were some things you were not supposed to say to the driver.
Yeah.
But so, that was turned back.
Yeah, basically, it's the driver shouldn't have any surprises by a self-learning car. They've got to get rid of that. Yo, lazima we get rid of it. This is the quote, and I'm quoting the journalist, Martin Brundle. And he said, I'm sure it's not the work of a moment, but the power delivery must be proportional to what the driver is doing with the throttle. That's a fundamental. It has to be linear.
Well, unfortunately, it's not. Remember in the last few pods, I told you, as much as the regulations ban, it has a place where it bans any driver aid. Unfortunately, we have things like traction control.
Yes.
That are coming to the picture. Because when the driver is smashing that throttle to 100%, somehow they're able to run the MGUK against the internal combustion engine.
Yeah.
And that is not a linear delivery of power to the rear axle. Because the MGUK is taking some of that power to recharge the battery. So there are unintended consequences. And I think this is what drivers are complaining about. Yeah.
Okay, so coming to the safety issue, the reason there's a safety issue is because there's a speed difference. Like two cars on track are the same spot, but there's a massive speed difference. More to do with maybe somebody is deploying, the other one is harvesting, or the other one is lift and coasting, the other one...
Yeah, super clipping. In the super clipping, another one is, let's say, like deploying. Like now in the case for Bearman and Colapinto at Suzuka.
Yeah.
Going back to talking about short-term solutions, medium-term solutions, and maybe let's say like a long-term solution, where do you think this speed differential?
In short term, because Miami, there are blind corners.
Yeah.
You might not know who is on that curve. So you were asking about a possible solution. So the FIA, okay, the talks were like, can we like have areas whereby you are not supposed to deploy, or have areas where now you can deploy, or areas where you cannot harvest? It was just a suggestion. I don't know how it will work. Others are saying that you remove the street mode. Like the Aero, you can operate the Aero how you want it. Like if you see you can take this corner with the wings open, you go ahead.
On that, now, a pin on that. Now, I think that's going to create a situation where you're going to have the speed differential issues popping up again.
Now,
because let's say for example, let's go back to Suzuka. Okay. Bearman straight line mode or straight mode. Now, by the way, they removed the line. It's straight mode. Yeah. Then you have Colapinto in corner mode. We still have the speed differential in place because the car in front in corner mode, they are carrying more drag, so they're not able to like hit those higher speeds compared to someone who has straight line mode behind.
Okay.
So
personally, I don't think it will have. Okay, wait.
Additional context for listeners, because we can't again. I have come to understand a lot of people are still having issues understanding what corner mode is, what straight line mode is. Now it's more to do with how the people explain it. Now even sai when we watch a race, unaonanga the track is there. Imechorwa, then unaambia these are the corner modes, these are the straight line places where they...
Really? Are they showing that in the broadcast?
They have a graphic just so them pull it up. Now, this is when the straight mode, when the wings are down.
Yes.
Wings are open.
The front and the rear wing.
Yeah, to reduce the drag.
Yes.
Now the corner mode, when the wings are...
Yeah.
And the areas are designated by the FIA.
Yes.
So what I was saying, coming back to what you're saying, that it might happen. I don't think if for example, you say, go racing without any practice or whatever, it might be a problem. But if there's a practice session and everything, these drivers or teams will quickly figure, even as fans watching, will quickly figure out that, e corner, it is like this corner is like this. So I don't think there will be that much speed difference. They will get on top of it, because at the end of the day, they are all trying to go fast. And it is a way of making sure the slower guy is not as slow. But
Okay,
it is a suggestion. I don't think it is like, let's say nobody knows what they are doing at the moment. It's the first time, either the FIA and everything, it's the first time. But the idea is reducing the speed difference. So they are thinking, in this scenario, if they gave Colapinto, or if Colapinto had that option, he would have used it and he would not have been going as slow. And also, remember, Colapinto wasn't actually harvesting as such because the lights were not on. So, also the suggestion that they should have better lighting system. Because, yes, they are there when you're harvesting. And then I think there are different colors for whatever you're doing.
I think the lights were on.
The lights are on?
Yeah, because if I remember, there's a video or an illustration that FIA shared on socials where if a car goes into super clipping, I think it blinks twice. I think that was it, and that is what Colapinto was actually doing. So before they even get into that long right-hander, Colapinto already got into the car was already in super clipping, so it flashed twice.
Okay,
Yes.
I didn't. Maybe I don't recollect it properly.
It's all good. It's all good. Now, I see where you're coming from, when you say that it's racing at the end of the day. But we're talking about a regulation set where if you don't have enough energy in the battery, you first of all, you won't be able to defend and you won't be able to attack. We're in agreement there, right?
Yes.
Now, we have seen what tricks the Mercedes were doing before the front wing was resolved. They were closing the rear wing earlier in China and Australia. And the theory is when you close that rear wing, you have more load in the rear tires. You're actually able to use the MGUK or the rear axle to actually charge more battery or to charge more energy. So there's an advantage in going into corner mode.
Allow me.
Because you're able to charge.
Allow me to interject.
To charge more energy compared to just being on straight mode.
Allow me to interject on what you're saying before inipotee. Umesema, when they are going into a corner, the wing is up, putting more load on it. So, okay, I don't know.
Can we say wing closed and open? For kwa sababu mimi bado like
closed.
Closed is
When
corner
it's up.
mode.
Yeah, corner mode.
And the reason why the wings are closed is because they want to add more load to the car.
Yes.
Just so I'm getting this correct.
AKA downforce. So that it's able to take the medium to high speed corners
without
safely.
Yes.
Just so I get this correctly.
Yeah.
Najua growing up, everybody had toys.
Not everyone.
You know those toys where ulikuwa unarudisha nyuma then inaenda. So you are adding load basically. Now basically adding load on the rear tires ina charge the battery more.
Yes. In theory, that's supposed to be
that's exactly what's supposed to be happening.
Yes.
That's an interesting thing. Continue.
So if someone knows, hey, I can actually charge into that corner, and I can either defend or attack in the next straight, why would they let go of that opportunity? Because they can use straight mode around the corner. Does it make sense?
He's addressed your issue because umesema if they had the leeway to use straight mode anywhere, atiingie corner anaona I can enter this corner in straight mode.
One, they are losing downforce and they're losing the ability to recharge more. So
that's the reason why.
You see, okay, unajua for this, when these people are racing, you have to know that there's no new trick to introduce during the race that no one doesn't know. It's not like you're going to do something that nobody didn't see it.
Well, Mercedes have proven they introduced something
illegally. they were
not just once, twice.
Tulisema we are not calling them Mercedes.
We're calling them what?
You forgotten the name you gave them?
No, we are Toto ndo anaitwa Schrodinger, not Mercedes.
Si ni team yake. Schrodinger team.
Anyway, so what I'm trying to say, like if there's this mathematics, basically what if I understand right, basically you're saying somebody might be doing mathematics of I'll do this here so that I can do it on the next nini, sindio? Either way, whatever you take, you have to give it back.
Yes, that's true.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
So if you decide to do you are taking here, no, you lose somewhere there. So even if you are doing it for the next one, you are sacrificing. So it will be more of what we are seeing right now. I'm being overtaken and then I come back and overtake. That that nini of nini.
Excuse my language, but to me that's total bullshit because this again itarudi to something I said on the last pod. E-racing, they're just killing the sport. They're killing the sport. These guys, najua mmesikiliza sai 20 minutes in. I can guarantee you kuna people who have listened hawajaelewa anything. You know why? Why is it being super complicated? Racing inafaa ikuwe linear. Who is the faster driver? Give me a car, let's drive. Why are you telling me about that? I have to strategize how I enter that corner. Sasa I have to harvest more power so that I can defend there and attack there. Doesn't really make sense. And this is what we are talking about. Yeah. Like, okay, now we are talking about FIA finding short-term solutions.
Okay, there's one more for...
We're talking about FIA finding short-term solutions with the discussion they're having. Sindio? But let's look at the long-term effect of racing. Look at the drivers venye watakuwa... Like, sorry to bring this in. The ground effect error. The one that's just concluded. A lot of guys were quick to, defend certain drivers. I'm talking about Hamilton. Now the Hamforce, I mean the Team LH.
Hey, are you using this pod to settle scores?
No. these guys were like, you know what, these cars are undrivable, Hamilton doesn't like them, blah blah blah, they're too big, bloated, and that's why he didn't succeed in this era, etc etc. Sindio? Coming into this new Nini, there are some people who will never see their skills.
What?
Yeah.
Like who?
We won't see them shine. I mean, he's still shining, but we will struggle to see them shine because...
Like who?
You know I'm talking about my boy, the chain snatcher. Chain snatcher himself. In case you're unfamiliar, go ask George Russell who I'm talking about. Chain snatcher himself. Lekwali. You see, like the art of racing in itself as a concept. Like walk down the street, ask somebody, define racing. More often than not, 9 times out of 10 they'll tell you 2 people trying to see who's the fastest.
Yeah.
You get me? Akunanga time ya sijui strategy, sijui going into that corner, sijui strategy exiting that corner. And these are the things that I don't know why the FIA are not looking at the sport in that lens.
It's the sustainability thing wamejifunga nayo. They have handcuffed themselves with the sustainability.
Have you heard that now it's being called Formula 50-50?
Have you seen the new logo?
No, I haven't.
The Formula 1, the F, then the 1 is like a battery which is draining.
Okay, coming back to this safety thing, the other thing they might propose is having like you see, first of all, there's a difference between super clipping and lift and coast.
Yes.
So when you're lift and coasting, the rate of harvesting is higher, that 350 kilowatts. But the rate of harvesting of super clipping is lower. And super clipping is where your foot is still on the throttle, but you're trying to harvest you're trying to harvest energy.
And lift and coasting?
So lift and coasting,
for the sake of the audience.
You're lifting. Yeah. You're lifting. You'll harvest more.
Before
the rate
you press
of
the brake.
Yeah, the rate of harvesting is higher. So one proposal is that when you're super clipping, the rate of charging should be the same as
lift and
coasting. So such that you don't you get more power and you spend less time super clipping. It's a solution. Just basically harvest more energy on when you're super clipping.
Doesn't that give the drivers options sasa? Because kuna drivers who are more comfortable with super clipping na wengine wako more comfortable with lifting and coasting. Doesn't that give them more options sasa?
I think the super clipping, it's not up to the driver.
It just comes.
That's software defined.
Umesema the driver is not in charge there. The driver is not in charge.
Yeah, they're not. Toto himself said, hey, we gave George super clipping, and that left me wondering, like, okay,
did they have a remote
did
on
George
the side?
do like a lap and then he was given super clipping? Because I don't think you can change like engine PU modes. You can change the strategy, the deployment and reharvesting, but not the mode that the PU runs in. But we have drivers, just back to your point. Charles said, hey, I'm not in control. Like
Lando.
Even Lando said, like, hey, I'm not in control of this car. So, and that's a super clipping bit. They are not, the driver is not in charge. Maybe unless now they just do lift and coasting to like intervene that super clipping duration. Personally,
now
both of them, I do believe they are unnecessary evil at the moment because of this aggressive 50-50 split. For me,
that.
Sorry?
Aggressive?
It's aggressive.
Aggressive? Near 50-50.
Oh, hey, bro.
Yes, we said we're keeping each other on toes.
Near 50-50. Yeah. So I'd rather have less super clipping.
And more
during qualifying. But during the race, I understand. Because, hey, the more options they're given,
okay.
I think it, from a perspective, it makes the racing, I think, a little bit interesting. Because again, we cannot throw away the baby with the bathwater. As in, if this regs, let's say we say the energy side of it, it's not interesting. We cannot say the entire regulation set is not as interesting. If I can put it that way. Personally, I'd take super clipping and lift and coasting during the race. I'm okay with that. But qualifying, I'd like to see those drivers.
How about more harvesting during super clipping than it is? Because so right now it's 250.
To me, that makes sense. Because back to your point, if they can harvest more in super clipping, then it means the duration they spend during super clipping can actually be less. And I'd love to see that during qualifying. because I don't want to see a car taking 130R under 300 kilometers an hour.
Bruh, Kwanza, now that you've mentioned qualifying, let's talk about qualifying, because again, my guys ndio wanaumia kwa history ya qualifying. My guys ndio wanaumia history ya qualifying. Likwali, yo,
it's no longer in control.
This guy can't drive this car to the edge.
Yeah, and
tell me why this guy is on the straight now he's losing, I don't know, 15 kilometers an hour, and I'm like, what is going on?
So there's to Ferrari's point, to Ferrari's case, it's clearly the power unit is underpowered. Okay, and then there's the car just deciding we are going to lose 4/10 down the street. It's really bad.
The only mitigating factor happen because you have good stats, but these are good stats. We are not going back into that conversation.
That's a gimmick.
But anyway, moving forward, we've talked about the short term, and the long term. Now, what are the long term effects of these aggressive regs? Because they are very aggressive in a sense of the drivers, like Hamilton said, they need a college degree or something.
Yeah, but and I also wanted to add this point when we're talking about what the drivers are going through. I don't know if you guys usually watch the post race shows where they usually interview drivers. The drivers have actually been saying it's not just physical exhaustion now. It's also mental.
Yeah.
Like,
and they are mentally
like what, you don't know how the car will behave.
No, as in after the race, you've played so much chess inside your cockpit. You just can't wait to get out of that car and be a cabbage.
Oh, I also remember there's a time Max, I think it was in China, he's being told, I don't know how many laps in, hey, you don't have to lift at street and what. Why didn't you tell me earlier? I've been lifting. I've been lifting all that time.
But then Max is going through it.
Max is going through it,
my boy, we're in the trenches with you.
Listen, Max has been going through it so much so the guy just started focusing on other racing disciplines. He was like, hey, I'm done.
But he's been focusing on other racing.
He's sasa ni full time. Yeye aliamua sasa
he's a part-time F1 driver.
He's a part-time F1 driver. He's sasa
and a full-time GT3 driver.
Bro, to get to a point that Max is threatening retirement.
Really? Is he threatening?
Hey, see, he had some retirement comments. You didn't see? You saw.
You have an agenda.
Let's talk about it. Now, what I'm trying to talk about is, now, these are the midterm effects. The midterm effects, you say the drivers are so exhausted mentally and physically. Because, again, Formula 1, for those who might not know, is a really physical, demanding sport. Yeah.
When you have drivers like Max Verstappen, our recent champion, Lando Norris,
incoming champion Charles Leclerc.
I don't know about that. But when you also have Fernando Alonso, who's also a world-time champ. Sorry, two-time world champion.
Respect the man.
Talking about these regulations and also not enjoying driving, and also saying that a chef can actually even drive that car. Then it takes away from what Formula 1 is all about. And this is going back to what you said. Now, the short term and medium term, yes, these comments are doing some damage to Formula 1. There have been some reports, I don't know if you've seen on socials, of reduced viewership across the board. And we are just 3 races in. And I think that will be a downward trend, I think maybe until the end of the year. Okay. Granted, 25, at the end of, if you compare, let's say from 2020 to 25, viewership has actually been decreasing. The peak was actually at 23 during that Max dominant whatever season.
The Lewis and Max battle time.
No.
That was 2020.
That was, so the peak started 2020. 21 was a high with the Max and Lewis battle. 2022 new regs, it picked up a little bit. 23 that was the highest. 24 it was on a downward trajectory. 25 that was also on a downward trajectory. But I'm keen to see the revenue side of things, because the revenue side of things, they've only reported up to 24. And it's following the same trend. That's why I was saying, hey, there's a business aspect or perspective to this. So if you have drivers saying, hey, by this sport, it's turning into a shit show. And then you have also fans saying, hey, by the I'm not even renewing my subscription. And we have those negative sentiments online. And then we have F1 striking everyone with copyrights and censoring comments. This year, in my perspective, I don't think it's going to be a good year from a business perspective for these guys. And that's what I'm saying. In the short term to medium term, it's going to be a rough patch for the sport.
Now let's talk about the long term.
Even for the fans, Bana.
Because
disappointed.
Long term, guys are already looking forward to. Now I know we're in the sport of also looking forward to the future. Long term, guys, of course, these teams are also looking forward to the future. You get me? Now these regs were actually inviting to some manufacturers. I'm talking Cadillac, I'm talking Audi. And Cadillac pledged to be a works team by 2027, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
And Audi are already fully fledged a works team. Wamekuja now, they're already doing their thing.
From the front to the back, they're building everything.
They're building everything. Tires. Now, back to the long term. We have seen rumors circulate on social media that they would like a return of the 2.4 liter V8s. Now, do you see a future whereby in 2031, because these regs are going all the way to the end of 2030, in 2031, are we seeing a future whereby there is a possible return of the V8s? Now, and if the V8s return, do you think they can do away with the battery if the fuel suppliers, because we do understand these cars don't use the fuel yenye munaendanga kuweka pale Total and Shell, they use their own specific fuel. If they find a way, because we understand Formula 1 has a mission to, by 2030, net zero carbon emission, save the planet and all that Greta Thunberg stuff.
How dare you?
But are we seeing a possible future whereby, and this could actually save the soul of the sport, because with the batteries and ongoing and the being too technical and the being too, you have to be tech savvy to drive these cars. Are we seeing a future whereby, a possible future whereby, if these manufacturers of fuels find a way to create a fuel which has close to near zero carbon emissions, are they able to convince the FIA to actually allow the V8s to come back, get rid of the hybrids, the V6 and the batteries? Is that a possibility?
Kiasi, a point of correction. The fuel they're using, they're calling it net zero or carbon neutral. Basically, the carbon that is in that fuel is taken from the environment. I don't know how basically the normal petrol you use, so you name it gases. So they are taking
the gas,
ama the carbon whatever, and using it to make fuel. So at the end of the day, they are not increasing the amount of carbon footprint on the planet. They are making that fuel using already carbon illegal out there. That's I don't know how they're doing, but that's the whole idea. It is net zero. Basically, at the end of the day, you have not increased
the carbon footprint.
Yes, you just maintain it zero. And that fuel also, it can also be used by any other car.
But it's hella expensive
to make. It is expensive, yeah. But CRT, if you put it in our car, the car won't work. It will work. Even if you put the shell in the Formula 1 car, it will still work. Not maybe perform as
the same.
Yeah, but itaguruma na itaenda.
Okay, I mean, but back to my question. Do you see a return of the V8s and do away with the batteries if this does enough damage? Yeah. If these regs do enough damage?
Do I see a return of the V8s? Yes. I think last year, Ben Sulayem.
Is it not a wish list?
Yeah, hold up. I think they'll make a return. So it's not a wish. It's just a matter of when they'll come back. So last year, there were some reports that during the Monza race weekend, that Ben Sulayem was actually trying to convene a meeting between the power unit manufacturers, Formula 1 and FIA, to talk about introducing or bringing the V8 back into the next regulation set, and also bringing that regulation set a bit earlier. So not just at the end of 2030, but at 2029. And Ben Sulayem's comment, or his reason why, was saying, hey, running these V6s and the hybrids at the moment, as much as, yes, we have removed the MGUH, it's still bloody expensive. Okay? The V8s are cheaper to make, cheaper to run, and cheaper to maintain, cheaper to develop, if I can put it that way. Okay?
Is Ben in support of the battery?
He didn't comment on the battery, and this is why I want to say, from my perspective, I don't think it makes sense getting rid of the hybrid battery. At the moment, we have the power unit comprising of the internal combustion engine and the MGUK / ERS, or the battery side of things. And that they are making a total of near or close to 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah.
So unless they're going to come up with a regulation set that says, hey, we are getting rid of the battery, but we want a V8 internal combustion engine that can make 1,000 horsepower, then that would make sense. Because if at the moment, and even in the previous regulation set, the hybrid bit of it was contributing to the total horsepower from the power unit, if you get rid of that hybrid bit, that will make the cars slower.
Can I ask you a question?
Because the power unit is making less power. And also to add to that point, if the overall package or the formula says we still have to make 1,000 horsepower, then if they're going to remove the hybrid battery, are we in a place where we can have V8s that make 1,000 horsepower? And if we have an internal combustion engine that has to be run that hard to make 1,000 horsepower, then what happens to the cost to develop, cost to maintain, and cost to later build these internal combustion engines? So I don't see them removing the hybrid bit of it.
The battery. Yeah.
Yes.
Even
Plus also remember the reason why Formula 1 switched from V8 to V6 was one road relevance. Where we are right now, almost all top car manufacturers have at least a hybrid
hybrid on the line.
Not a full EV. Yeah. And of course, it's Formula 1. We're not talking about full EVs. If you want a full EV, go to Formula E.
We do understand Formula 1 has a really, really big impact on the cars that are manufactured on the road.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. My question, I was really trying so hard to hold on to it. Question to actually both of you. Is speed and power, raw power and raw speed, I'm talking top speeds, is it that important in the sport?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, what kind of question is
Wait,
that?
No.
Listen.
No,
Let me tell you.
I'm going
Wait.
to compare.
Is this a
wait,
bait?
No.
wait.
Are you baiting
Wait.
Listen, first of all, let me tell you where Formula 1 stands and where it should never fall down.
Wait. Ni kama nimegusa nerve.
This is a bait.
Ni kama I've stepped on a wire and wait. Relax. The question, I'm at the angle I'm trying to build here, because you were talking about how they have to find a way to get the V8 to the 1,000 mark. I'm trying to ask, what is more important in Formula 1? Power and speed, or skill? Yeah, racing. The driver's skill to race.
You see, if power is not part of the formula, then we are going to have Formula 3,
Pun
Formula
intended.
2. Yeah. If it's not part of that formula or whatever creates that distinction between Formula 3, Formula 2, and Formula 1, then we're just going to have Formula 1 cars that achieve the same lap times as Formula 2. There's absolutely no excitement there.
A Formula 1 car has always been the fastest thing that can go around a track than any other man-made thing.
Yeah.
Achana Formula E, whatever, we don't care. Nothing should beat a Formula 1 car around a track. So, power, whatever, I don't care, but
make
sure. A point whereby I'm
lap
watching
time. Lap time ya GT3 is better than lap time ya F1.
What will we be doing there?
We are watching GT3 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Around a track, nothing should be faster than a Formula 1 car. Period.
And before we actually hit record, you're also talking about the advantage of removing the hybrid bit to save on weight.
When did I say that?
Before we hit record.
Which time?
You have to evidence.
When?
To evidence.
No. Why are you exposing things that were said in confidence?
Anyway, back to my point. Now, the people who argue that if we go back to V8 and we remove the hybrid bit of it, we're going to save on weight.
150 kg, by the way.
Yes, but
instantly.
But then again, remember, if we are removing a chunk or a bit of the entire power unit that was making part of the power, it means now the internal combustion engine has to run on more fuel to either get the same power or take the car to the full distance. If
we should not have a
If lap
problem
time is
with
supposed to
fuel
be the
because it's carbon neutral.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter how many kgs they use.
But you see, again, it's a give and take. Because if you take away the battery, then now it means you have to
More
add-
fuel.
More fuel. Right now, I think
Ama they
they're
bring
running
back
with
refueling
70 kilos.
and we
Hey, safety first. Hey, we
and
said
we,
we
and we bring a new caveat. Then fuel ya F1 ilikuwa invisible. People are burning and you did not see the flames. But anyway, safety first.
Yeah, safety first. So I don't think refueling will ever.
That one.
Unless maybe they're refueling with water.
Guys, just go watch videos za
Hey,
kitambo
wait.
za refueling
I don't know why
scandals.
we're laughing about it.
No, we are not.
Someone driving away, someone driving off with that fueling hose.
Well, bottom line, the battery is not going away. I'm
It's not
also for battery not going. There's this new car introduced by Aston Martin. Is it called? Which has a I think a V8. There's it can harvest.
Is it the Vanquish? Is it the Vanquish?
Valhalla. No. Yeah, that one.
The Valhalla has been there. Is it new?
Well,
Been
it's
there?
now they are finally in production.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen
The new
couple
one
of
near
journalists-
Vanquish.
No, we have a Valkyrie and we have a Valhalla. The Valkyrie has
Okay.
It's
So
let me try to-
juu sana. We are talking about mi naongelea the C class, the
no,
S
no,
class.
he's talking about
Top of the line.
hypercars.
Yeah.
No, top of the line.
So how it operates, it has a battery and a motor. That motor is in the gearbox. And it can also, and it has 3 motors. One in the gearbox at the rear. And then there are 2 motors in the front wheel. So it can harvest from at the front and deploy, of course, the front and also in the rear, the rear axle.
That's the Valk.
And then it has the battery. So the battery is for just for the initial whatever, and then for harvesting. So I think that setup would also work very well in road going cars. So I think that direction, for me, if you ask me, that is how they should be going.
And that also works in Formula 1 because that car also sounds amazing.
Wait, what are we talking? Are we talking about front axle regeneration?
No.
Yes, that's what I'm talking
What?
about.
Hey, cost cap is a thing, but
What we are talking about?
Formula 1 is
We are
trying to
talking about
reduce the-
road sawa, but when you issue a road relevance
Watu wako na
stuff,
pesa. It's already okay.
Hey, Williams don't have that money.
Have you seen the sponsors they've
wait,
acquired?
Williams, what car do Williams make? At least Audi they are making. They're
Hey,
making
No,
Hey.
see story na cars. Have
Don't
you
do
seen the
that to Williams.
sponsorships? Have you seen the sponsorships
Don't do
these
that
guys
to
have acquired?
Williams.
The sponsorships they've acquired. They have Akina Barclays. They have Akina. Wait.
We don't care. Where are they right now?
But then Williams have regressed.
Williams are
We'll
not
talk
making
about
any
that.
road going cars.
We'll talk about that.
McLaren at least.
Now the big one.
Ford.
The big one. We understand these regulations really convince some people to get into the fold and to pledge.
Yeah.
Do you see that if they do away with these regulations, this is now my question to everybody. Do you think if they do away with these regulations in 2031 and all that, it will disincentivize.
That's why you bring front axle regeneration.
Umeambiwa ni expensive na umesema Williams
And
wana gari.
the manufacturers already have that experience.
So even now Mercedes has much experience in engine production. So
By the Mercedes, anytime
why are we
unasikia
not
tu-
complaining that Mercedes has an
But
advantage?
also Audi, Honda also have experience with making internal combustion engines. That front
That's why you
axle,
should not complain about
that front
Audi.
axle regeneration bit
Honda-
of it. Audi, in my honest opinion, I think Audi are one of the top guys when it comes to that kind of tech.
So I'm answering him about whether that change can make people like Audi go away. That's why I'm saying they should bring it back to prevent people like Audi from going back.
But we had I don't know if you guys also had these rumors or saw these reports that Audi was actually proposing to have that for this regulation set.
Yes.
And the other PU
Because-
manufacturers were like, yo,
Yeah.
as we have to experience with that. So
Because
go away,
I think it was a battle between Audi and Mercedes. You remember the time tulikuwa tunasema war of kuziana uoga? These guys, I think they were just trying to power struggle. You know, politics pale. You know, Toto said something really interesting. I don't know if you remember what Toto said. There is the good, the bad, and the ugly. The bad is gone. It's just the good and the ugly. He was talking on a political standpoint.
hey, by the way, all these regulation things, it's all political procedure.
He was talking on a political standpoint. Basically, now that I am so sorry I keep bringing him up, but he is relevant to the sport. Christian Horner. He was talking, if for those guys who do not understand, the reason Mercedes were toppled off the top, tuseme tu kweli, a lot of credit has to go to Horner and the Red Bull team on how walikuwa aggressive in challenging everything Horner was trying to do in the sport. Because sometimes me feel like Horner I know I'm going off topic,
Okay.
but
What is it about Honor?
Politics, political power, please.
Okay.
See, these regulations are quote unquote Horner's doings. Ukienda kudig kwa the files.
Which ones?
These 2026 ones to 2030.
What near 50-50?
We will do the near 50-50 ones. Fanyaje?
What do you mean?
Horner
We'll
was
talk about
against it.
He was against it. This is all Toto's doing. Like he's the one who set precedent.
It's Schrodinger.
This is Schrodinger's this is his park. This is where he's playing. Like
So long term V8 with a turbo or without a turbo?
turbos are very important. Very, very important.
What do you think? Because the turbo will numb the sound kiasi, but the sound will be there. But with turbo, you have more opportunity to get more power.
Yes,
from
I'd go with turbos.
Even me, I'll go with turbo. V8 with a turbo.
Yeah.
A smaller battery.
Go with the battery.
No,
For road relevance.
they can't do away with the battery.
Okay.
Road relevance, you can't do away with the battery.
That's-
Front axle harvesting.
That front axle thing,
2 motors on each side.
I don't know. I feel some type of way about it because in other motorsports, here I'm looking at WEC hypercars. They actually use the front axle as a form of traction control.
Like what? Like the with braking, there's a diff.
When accelerating or in situations where the car is, let's say, like in slippery conditions. If you take a look at an example, like the cars that have the front axle regeneration at all times, they're actually more performant in situations where it's either less grip situations or the track has a lot of corners, etc., etc. Because you have the front tires helping to pull the car through those situations. Now we know Formula One, again back to the technical regulations, they have banned any driver aiding tools, softwares or equipment.
So long
whatever.
as there's a motor, you can't
Now,
escape
if
it.
you have the front axles now, and they can do regeneration and maybe also help pull the car, why can't they use that to help drive the car, to help the driver drive the car?
Unajua, there is a really important point you guys are missing kwa something he's saying. We are not missing. We are not talking about it. The car he was talking about yenye was the perfect template to bring into Formula One. See, that's the car that was designed by Niue.
Which one?
It's the Valkyrie.
No.
It's the Valkyrie. It was the one which was designed by Niue. The RB17. His stuff inatumia the same technology. He basically gave his interpretation of what Formula One should be. And if you go look at that car, or at least that's what I understand. That's what I understood from every time I see that car. From
Are
what?
you talking the one in WEC kama gani?
No, see, hii yenye Alonso ako nayo.
Hello?
The Aston Martin yenye Alonso also has.
Okay.
See that new car?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you go look at it and you go see see the RB7, it's the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie is also designed by Niue. If you go look at that car, how it sounds, how it operates, and its basic core concepts, and what it's all about, you can't help but see a Formula One car. Because kuna some of these hypercars you see, and you see a WEC car. You basically see a translation of a WEC set of regulations. With that car specifically, it's literally a modern interpretation of what Formula One should have. The only difference it's not open wheel. Because Formula One is open wheel racing.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
Hey,
But
someone is going to say, hey, Aston Martin have experience.
Would you want?
I don't want it.
Would you want front axle?
I don't.
In your
I'm
car?
against it.
No, in your road going
No.
car. You don't want to harvest and deploy?
No.
well,
Why not? Like that. Okay, let me tell you how I see it. You see.
I enjoy banning dinosaurs. You already know my stance on this.
You see, for an internal combustion engine, the energy in the fuel, like I think 30% is the one that is used to drive the car. The rest is wasted.
Yeah. Heat.
Yeah.
Etc.
So,
etc.
that is why I was also very against the removal of
you know the second law of thermodynamics.
I feel like in an internal combustion engine, there's still more. We can take it from 30% to a bit high. I think there's still more potential for internal combustion to remain in Formula One for the Nini. But I think at the same time with the new technology that has come in with electric batteries and motors, there's room for them in a Formula 1 car if you want to go around a track very fast. And also for road relevance, the engine, the batteries, and the motor, they can work together. You don't have to be in any. So when you have all those options on your table, having it even on the front wheel will be an advantage. I'll stand on it and I will die on that.
So what happens to the power split?
So I would go with at least 70-30 on the internal combustion engine, 70, the battery 30. That's
now,
how I'll do.
If the battery you have 30 and there's the MGUK and there's the front motors, again we are getting into a situation where that energy is just going to be used up like.
That's why you're
looking at the wrong things.
So that's why you have a V8.
So yeah, you do have a V8, yes.
Me, I'm also looking at the weight.
Yeah, there's also weight, which is also a thing.
A factor.
Okay, I'm also speaking about road relevance. Because you see, listen. There's no way Formula 1 should exist without us borrowing their technology.
That's true, but you see, from the MGUK, there are some things that you can either introduce like a version of the MGUK to the car itself, and here is not about a motor being attached to the wheels or to the
gearbox.
To the gearbox. You're talking about a motor being attached to the crankshaft, because that is what the MGUK is at the moment in Formula 1. That's how it's being used. Okay, that technology is still transferable to the gearbox.
Okay.
Now the front generation thing, we already have people doing that. I don't see how Formula 1 is going to contribute more to that when that's already
you're
a
underestimating the engineers in Formula 1. I think they are one of the best engineers.
I do. I have not said they are not. Yeah. But what contribution do you think they are going to bring to that space?
It's given to them, I don't know. Unless it's given to them, because some of these things we will have not known they can do until it's put in front of them as a problem they need to solve.
But we already have Tesla, we have BYD, we have what's the name of Koenigsegg. They're already in that space.
He does have a point.
Yes, I do agree. I'm not saying that he doesn't. He
does have a point.
We haven't reached the limit of what is possible. That's what I'm saying. There's still more.
Who has more incentive to develop more efficient motors?
The people who are manufacturing road-going cars.
Yes.
Audi.
They are the guys who have more experience with this compared to Formula 1 doing
Honda.
this. McLaren. They don't have a cost cap. They don't have a cost cap.
Who?
They're road manufacturers. Yes. They can throw more people at this particular problem. Why there is absolutely no benefit, in my honest opinion, why Formula 1 cars should venture into that tech. We already have work doing that.
Okay, hey, guys.
Sawa.
Let's leave that room for discussion. Ngoja.
Work should not go around a track faster than Formula 1.
Do you have a patent somewhere? This technology.
Yeah.
No, I think it is an
pushing for it.
Just like MGUH. You see, like MGUH, that's an ingenious thing to get rid of. Like even that one, that's how I see it.
Yeah, they made a mistake.
Yeah, I also agree with that on the MGUH.
And I've been saying that for a very long time.
Ni sawa, tumekubali. Science Congress ulisema inafaa ikue technical. It has to be technical. Anyway, we agree. So if all these changes do happen, the question to the viewer ni, do you think it will reshuffle the grid? Hey, you're not answering anything.
Miami or
this is after Miami. After the April 9th verdict.
Yes.
Whatever happens in the short-term changes, do you think it will shuffle the grid? Because as per Suzuka, we saw a new contender onto the grid. Kuna mtu alipewa subscription key.
McLaren have always been in the picture. Don't do that to McLaren.
The first two races, they were nowhere to be seen. Then all of a sudden,
China developer options.
Then all of a sudden,
I need you to go back and watch the qualifying China.
These guys.
It was Mercedes at the front row. Then it was a mixture of Ferrari and McLaren. And I told you guys in the
China?
last pod. Yes.
Was Nini? Oh, they did not start.
They did not start, but they were in the mix. And I told you in the last pod, Ferrari should have used the first two races to gain the most amount of points that they could before the McLaren gets shit in order. AKA Toto gives them the subscription key. Because right now,
activation code, their Windows was activated.
Yeah, because right now, as we're looking at it, in my honest opinion, I think the McLarens were running away, / Piastri was running away with a win at Suzuka. And McLaren is saying, by the way, even us, our championship is starting at Miami. So, are we going to see a change in the pecking order?
Not scared. Dr. Fred was
Yes.
told
He's a
me.
doctor now?
He told me.
Wait, he's a doctor?
He's a doctor. He's a doctor now. Dr. Fred
I
was
don't think
told
so.
us.
No.
He
There's
told
only
us.
one doctor on that grid.
Where? Which
Oh,
grid?
he left. He left.
Anyway, our team principal, sisi kama Ferrari fans, Fred Vassar himself told us, relax. Unaona ile he has a gift. He has a certain gift of.
I don't even know how you get hopes.
I do.
Anyway.
I do.
Everyone is getting a duel. Look under your seat. Everyone.
Except Red Bull.
What do you mean?
You guys are not getting it.
We are getting a duel.
Hakuna kitu mnapata. We are looking forward to Miami. So you guys, Miami, I think it will be an 11 p.m. race.
Miami, baby.
Kama kawaida. Catch you guys at K1 Clubhouse so that we watch the race together. Fan cams will be there. Go watch what we put out so far this year, because there are some interesting takes up on Dani. Very interesting takes. And for those who are unfamiliar, we also have a WhatsApp group. If you're looking to have these discussions 24/7, 365, non-stop, talk to everybody, troll everybody like me. I'm constantly trolling the Mercedes guys 24/7. Ask for the link on any of our socials. I've been your boy Ace, the trouble man himself, twice as nice, smooth as ice, never had a bad day in my life.
Are you sure? The McLarens are in the picture, man.
And this has been my co-host
Dan.
and my other co-host,
Moshiri.
Dan and Mushiri, the start man.
Yeah.
And just Dan,
Yeah.
the stubborn one.
Huh?
Yeah. Peace out.
And this is the Russell sympathizer.
Your membership is under review, by the way.
Peace out. Catch you guys on the next one.